Hey everyone, it's Megan here from Mother Hen's Homestead. I'm jumping on to talk to you all a little bit about fire cider. This is my last bottle of fire cider from my last batch. So I need to make more. So I figured I'd come on and let you guys in on how to make fire cider at home yourselves. It's actually pretty easy to do. And most of this stuff you probably have on hand anyways, or could get readily, easily at your grocery store. So let's jump into talking about a little bit about fire cider. So fire cider is a traditional, what we call in the herbal realm, oxymel. It just means sugar or honey and acid. So most people use raw apple cider vinegar in their fire ciders. But you could literally use any vinegar. That's literally what it means, is vinegar and honey together. So we are going to use a big jar and infuse some of the raw apple cider with some really pungent aromatic herbs. So we're gonna add things like onion, horseradish, which is chopped up, some turmeric, ginger, garlic, and other things. But so all these pungent aromatic herbs help to break up congestion. They help to fight off any bugs that are going around and help prevent sort of colds and flus from even getting you in the first place. But they're really beneficial if you do get a cold and flu too, to help speed it up, because it helps to clear out all the gunk. But it is also a really great digestive aid just to use year round anyways, especially for folks that have like slow digestion and don't have a lot of that digestive fire and acid in their stomach. So it's a great thing to have for lots of folks, and has multiple different uses. The great thing about fire cider is it's pretty open to interpretation. You could literally make a fire cider any way you wanted to, and there's like hundreds of different recipes out there. I'm going to share with you today my recipe that I use. So I've chopped up this red onion. I particularly like red onions just because you get that added antioxidant effect from the purple color, which is anthocyanin. So it has really great antioxidant properties in the body. So it helps to fight off colds and flus, helps to boost immune system, and like anti-cancer, things like that. And then traditionally you're always going to have horseradish. I chop mine up. I peel it. So this is what it looks like from the grocery store. I peel off the outside of the root and then chop it up. Alternatively, you could grate it. I highly suggest, if you're going to go the grating route, to like do it outside, because you're going to be like dripping like mucus everywhere doing it inside. So I prefer to chop it just because I don't cry as much chopping it as I do grating it. So that's my preferred route. I like to add turmeric just for its anti-inflammatory properties and all of its benefits in and of itself. Ginger is another traditional herb that you see in most fire cider blends. So ginger's really a warm, pungent herb, helps to move mucus, fluids in the body, helps to aid in circulation, so many things. But it's also really amazing for the digestive system. It's a carminative, so it helps to ease like gas and bloating and nausea, things like that. So as a digestive aid, that's a great thing as well. Then traditionally you're going to put garlic in there. I put like a whole head of garlic that I got from a local farmer in town. She's all organic, which is great. I try to do everything organic that I can. The horseradish is pretty impossible to find organic. So unless you're growing it, it's pretty difficult to find like certified organic. So, you just do what you can. I'm just like roughly chopping these oranges into slices. They don't have to be pretty. This knife is like super dull, so I really need to get them sharpened. as you can see. But anyways, so we're gonna add some orange. Orange is great, it's high in vitamin C, helps to boost the immune system just that way, right? So I'm just adding these to a mason jar. This one's a big half-gallon jar because I make quite a bit. Then we're gonna add a whole lemon as well. Just the whole, you know, outside and all. I've already washed these, so they're just gonna go right in the jar at this point. And then all these other ones that I've chopped up are gonna go in there too. I forgot to, while I was prepping for this video, grab some herbs out of the garden. So other things that I add to my fire cider are oregano. I have some outside that are beautiful and flowering currently. So I'm gonna go out there and harvest that to add to this too. I'm going to be adding some sage as well, some rosemary. Let me think, what else do I put in here? I'm blanking at the current moment. So yeah, what else? Sage, oregano, thyme. Yes, I'll be adding some thyme as well from the garden. I'm just gonna, you know, roughly add these all into the jar. Once I'm done adding these, I'm going to then add some, so a lot of folks actually use fresh hot peppers, like either jalapeno or whatever kind of hot pepper you want. Cayenne, anything really. I don't really like a ton of heat in mine. I'm kind of a baby with heat. So I already have a ton of digestive fire myself. So I like to typically just go with the red pepper flakes. I add a good amount of those along with a pinch of cayenne pepper as well, which I don't know where that is at the moment. So I will add that when I get off of here with you guys, as well as those other herbs. Oh, excuse me, that tickled my throat. Okay, so I also will be adding some black peppercorns in here as well. Not only does it add some warmth and some heat, but it actually helps the curcumin in the turmeric to be more bioavailable in the body. So it's a great thing to add in here, just to help make everything assimilate best in the body and all that. And it provides that pungentness. That's great to have in a fire cider. All right, so this is all gonna sit together. I'm going to add in a little while that thyme, oregano, rosemary, pungent warming herbs like that are great to add. Another one that I like to add too is calendula. It's really high in beta carotene, so that's another one that helps to boost the immune system. It's great for cold and flus. I will add some fresh ones when I go out to the garden to pick the herbs that I forgot before starting this video. So I like to use the fresh when I can because calendula has lots of resins. It actually makes your hands like super sticky when you're picking them. And the resins are really medicinal and have a lot of medicinal value. So I like to use them fresh when I can just because that's when the resins are at its highest. So anyways, I'm going to fill this up with my raw organic apple cider vinegar. And then I'm gonna let it steep for, gosh, about 6 weeks or so, 4 to 6 weeks. And then I will strain it. And then you will typically add at least 1 cup of honey per 4 cups of cider. You can totally add more. Some folks don't even add honey and they just do the vinegar, which is not really a true oxymel because, like I said earlier, oxymel literally means honey and vinegar. So I'm not going to fill this all the way up because I do have more herbs to add to it. But that's basically what you do. That's all it is. And we're gonna cap it up. I forgot the lid over in the dishwasher. So I will cap it up, add my herbs, and I will shake it up a little bit and let it sit. And I will shake it every day when I remember, and strain it in 4 to 6 weeks from now. So pretty much anybody can do this. Some great things to add too that I've seen folks add are pineapple, which is great for colds that have a lot of cough, because pineapple is really great for coughs. So that will add a little bit of more sweetness to it, so you might not have to add so much honey. I personally like to add a little bit more honey than a lot of other herbalists in my area do, just because not only do I think that a little sugar helps the medicine go down, as Mary Poppins says, but it helps me to be able to stomach drinking it, honestly, a lot better than if it were very like straight raw apple cider vinegar with all these pungent herbs. That would be a little bit much for me. So I personally like to add a little bit more honey. It not only sweetens it up a little bit, makes the medicine easier to take, but it helps to extend the shelf life a little bit longer. And actually, traditionally, before refrigeration and things like that, when you would have to keep things a lot longer throughout the growing, off season, they would traditionally add, 4 parts of honey to 1 part vinegar. So it was a lot more honey to vinegar. Honey has like an indefinite shelf life. It's like never, ever, ever going to go bad. And vinegar has a pretty long shelf life as well. So you don't really want to steep this longer than like 6 to 8 weeks, because we're using fresh material, and the fresh material is going to start to degrade and start to rot, essentially, even though it is kind of preserved in the vinegar. But at that point, everything that we want the medicinal qualities from these plants in here is going to be extracted into the vinegar at that point anyways. So you don't really need to steep it any longer. If you forget about it for 10 weeks, it's probably still going to be fine, because it's a super acidic environment. So anyways, once you have it steeped for about the 4 to 6 weeks, you strain all this goodness out, and then you add the honey. So you'd strain it out, see about how much of your liquid is left after all of the solids are strained out, and then you'd add at least 1 quart, or 1. So it'd be like 4 parts vinegar to 1 part water. So if you had, or honey, I said water, I didn't mean to say water. So if you were to have about 4 cups of the apple cider vinegar portion, you'd use 1 cup of raw honey, raw unfiltered honey. It'd be great for you to have local if you can get it, because it has your own local allergens, so it could help folks boost their immune system to allergies as well. So if you have access to a raw local honey, that's even better. So yeah, that's basically fire cider, apple cider vinegar mixed with lots of pungent herbs that help to boost the immune system, and you let it steep and add honey. That's as simple as it gets. It's basically all food items, and food is medicine, as we all know. So it's incredibly safe, like very low interaction rate with this. And yeah, it should last, after you mix the honey and strain out all the goodness, for up to 18 months. So give or take. There's no hard and fast guidelines of when is bad and when is good, but that's about when is the safe point, is up until 18 months. So obviously we're using lots of fresh material, so you're going to want to use it up sooner rather than later. Like, don't just let it sit around for a year before you even try an ounce of it, right? So if you're only making it for you and your family, you could probably get away with making, you know, like a pint-sized jar as opposed to a half gallon, right? If you're not going to be drinking it every single day, you're probably not going to need that much. So just, you know, make what you need as you need it. Like I said, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks. So literally you can make another batch in 4 to 6 weeks if you need it because you use it up a lot. So it's pretty easy to make. Everything I was able to get at my local market basket. So it's very easy and accessible to everyone. Anyways, I hoped you liked my little chat about Fire Cider. And definitely experiment. I think Rosemary Gladstar has a whole book on different fire cider recipes, right? So there's, you know, an elderberry based one. There's all different ones. You can get super duper creative. Use the things that are native to you, things that help to boost the immune system other than what I've used. It's so versatile, and literally you can make it your own in any little way possible. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope to be posting up some more videos as things kind of wind down in the gardens and less chaos is happening. But anyways, I figured I'd give you a little tidbit around this time of the year with cold and flu season. I know we're all looking at ways to boost our immune system, and this is just one of them. A little plug, I am having a immune boosting, and gosh, I can't even talk today. I am hosting an Herbs for the Immune System Health workshop next weekend, I believe, at Home and Heart Studio. So if you're interested in taking that, definitely join in. It's in person. I do offer a winter wellness series once it's more closer to the winter time where we cover immune health too. So if you aren't able to get this one, you can probably hit me up in a couple months closer to winter time when I offer the series, and that's part of it. Anyways, so I hope that you enjoyed this video and give making your own fire cider a shot. It's super easy, like you saw, and it's super beneficial. So anyways, I'm gonna go now. I am so grateful for you all for tuning in. I will see you next time. Bye.